Hey everyone, Dr. Cain here, and I am reporting live from my son's room behind his training table. And so most of you think this is weird, and I'll explain why I'm in here in just a minute. But as you all know, it's been raining a lot over the course of the last week with Hurricane Harvey and all of the different storms. So I've gotten to spend a great deal of time with my son inside, and it's been absolutely amazing. But we discovered something new, and that is these new YouTube videos. And they're not necessarily new to YouTube, but they were new to our family. And so basically what these videos are is it's a bunch of kids that film themselves, and their parents film them playing with toys, and they put numbers and letters and different things behind it. If you have kids, you most likely know exactly what I'm talking about. But with these videos, I was watching these with my son, and I was going half crazy because of the same lullabies that would play over and over again. But it got me thinking, if they can teach kids colors, numbers, the alphabet, and all those different things utilizing children's toys, why can we not do the same thing with our health as adults, right? Why does it have to be such a complicated matter? So this is our new series. It's called Chiro Kids, and it's not necessarily just for kids, but we wanted to simplify it in a way where it makes sense utilizing the most rudimentary things, such as my son's train table. And so today is going to be episode 1. We're going to talk about the human body, how it forms, and the importance of your nervous system in that entire process. So we're going to start off, and we're going to utilize some Legos. And we're going to pick 2. And what these 2 Legos are going to represent are the very first 2 cells. So part of mom, part of dad, conception, they come together, right? And when they come together, they bond and they form one cell. And that is the very first cell that made you. Now, the full intelligence of your body was already in this one cell. So what does this one cell do? That one cell then divides and becomes 2 cells. And then it becomes 4 cells. And then it becomes 8 cells, right? On and on and on and on. Chiropractors aren't extremely good at math, so we'll stop in the single digits, okay? So we have all of these different cells. Now, we said the body is extremely intelligent. So they're not going to hang out with just a big group of cells. They're going to start coming together, and they're going to start forming structures, okay? Now, the first structure that the body forms is the most important structure and system in your entire body. That's your nervous system. So we'll let this represent the brain, okay? All these different blocks. So these cells come together, and they form your brain. From your brain forms the rest of your nervous system. So you get a spinal cord, and you get all of the individual nerves. This is extremely important because from this system forms the rest of your body. It forms all the tissues, the organs, all of the different cells. Every single thing that forms throughout that entire process where we're in the womb is completely under the control of your nervous system. The nervous system is actually so important. It's one of the only systems, or the only system in your entire body that's encased in bone, right? So your brain is protected by your skull, and your spinal cord is completely protected by your spinal column or your vertebra of your back, right? So that's our nervous system. Extremely important. That's what is responsible for forming the rest of the baby or forming what we are today. So I'm going to put these Legos down. Now, this train table now, we're going to represent the nervous system, okay? So obviously we have the train station, and we're going to let that represent our brain. Okay? Then you can see this straight track right down the middle. That's just like our spinal column and our spinal cord inside of our spinal column. And then you can see all of these different patterns or rails going off in different directions. We're going to let that represent the nerves traveling out from our spinal cord, okay? So here's the way that this system works. Your brain, or the train system, or your train station, sends a very specific message, just one message, right? So we're going to let this green train be a message. So it comes outside the brain or outside of the train station, and it's going to go down your spinal column. And again, it's a very specific message. When that train or the message reaches the point to where it needs to exit the spinal column, it will take an appropriate turn, and it will travel to wherever it needs to go, okay? So for example, right now, as you're watching this video, you have signals going to your heart telling it to beat. You have signals going to your lungs telling it to breathe. You have signals going to your digestive system, telling it to digest the food that you ate maybe right before you watch this video. So it's controlling everything in your entire body. So, again, for example, yellow bus. This is a very specific message that's going to travel to your heart. So we're going to originate up in the brain. We're going to send the message down the spinal column. We're going to take a hard turn at the appropriate level of your spine, and that message is going to travel to your heart, and it's going to tell your heart when to beat, how to beat, and tell it why it's beating, right? So everything in our body is completely under control of this system. So that's one of the big questions, right? So if the nervous system is in control of everything in our body, our muscles, our heart, our lungs, everything, right? When is the last time that you got your nervous system checked? Why is checking your nervous system not part of a normal routine for yourself and for your family? And so that's why we're excited to make these videos and to bring these videos to you, because we want to simplify it. The nervous system is a very complex system. You have over 78 trillion nerve fibers that exit from your brain, and they go to everywhere in your body. So your brain is sending trillions upon trillions of signals every second, making sure your body is in the best position to heal and to adapt to all of your different stresses that you're currently under. It's an amazing process. So again, why are we not getting this checked routinely as a family and as a community? So that's why at Impact Family Chiropractic, we use state-of-the-art technology. We assess your train station or your brain all the way down to where your spinal cord ends and all of these individual nerves, right? Because we need to make sure not only is the system working as a whole, but each one of these tracks is working independently as well to make sure that this communication system is as close to 100% as possible. So we're going to let that be episode 1. That is your nervous system. That's how your nervous system functions. Thank you so much for joining me live in my son's bedroom. And look forward to number 2. And what we're going to do in the second episode is we're going to talk about when this system starts to break down and these train tracks aren't going to exactly where they need to go, what can happen to you and what can happen to your health. So thank you so much and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.